Okay, common things that you need to work on with the trumpet so that it plays correctly is to oil the valves. Now we talked about this before, but I want to go over it briefly. Each valve has a number, 1, 2, and 3. And when you unscrew the cap, not the knob, but the cap, you can lift the valve up and see the number facing you. It should be right here on the valve. Now you can't see it very well, so I'm not going to turn this and face it towards you, but I can see the 1. Now when it's in correctly, you should be able to see the 1 holding the instrument in front of you like you're going to play. After you're done oiling it, put it back in and give it a little wiggle, and that'll lock it into place. You'll feel the top cap lock into place. It shouldn't take a lot of strength. It should just click. And then put the cap back on loosely. If it's still not like moving all the way, there's 2 ways to put oil into it. You can either unscrew the bottom cap, which is down here, and then put oil in, and then just upside down, push the button a bunch of times, and then put those caps back on. Or you can put it through the main hose and blow through the instrument and get the valve oil into these. The third one that I just told you, blowing all the way through, I don't usually do all the time. I usually do the caps. So if you're gonna put valve oil in here, just make sure you don't breathe in. It's not good. Now, holding the instrument is simple. My thumb's going to go back here on this U-shaped hook. My middle finger or my pointer finger, depending on how big your hand is, goes in the slide hole for the D key. And my other 2 fingers are here, holding the bottom of the instrument. So it's kind of like a support system. It takes a little getting used to having your hand spread out this far, but your other hand, you can either have your pinky on top for smaller hands or tucked in. And then your thumb is just kind of on the back of the instrument holding it up. Now make sure you want to hold your hand out like this and push straight down on the keys, because if you go at an angle, they'll have problems. So you always want to go straight down. Alright, now from there it's easy. Just put the mouthpiece on very carefully. Just going to put it on, and that's it. Don't slam it down or anything. Just keep it simple. Alright, now let's go over some notes. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is overtones. Overtones is when you play with slower or faster air to get a higher pitch. I'm not going to move any of my fingers, but I'm going to go from the low C, middle C, to F. Now I like to explain this by saying faster air and a faster vibration with your lips. But in reality, you just have to learn how to make the adjustments on the mouthpiece to get the higher pitch. Now most of it is air. You want to play faster air, and what happens is the air direction is going to change in the mouthpiece and bring the pitch up or down. What I like to tell my students is to relax your lips or tighten your lips to try and get them to do what I'm asking, because it's very hard to explain. So here it is one more time. I'm going to go C, F, and then high C. Now that was better the second time. It's a good warm-up. Now you can do it on all your buttons too. So, if you want to practice that, you want to buzz low, middle, and high on no buttons, second valve, first and second valve. And then if you want, you can do it on second and third, 1 and 3, and all 3 of them. But it's good to do this as a warm-up because it practices what's most important, your mouthpiece work. So, that's your warm-ups. Here are your first 3 notes. Here's C, no buttons. Here, I'll switch sides. So, you just want to establish a center pitch and hold it with good air support. So here's D, 1 and 3. And make sure you get the lower note, or at least the one that sounds like mine, because if you hit the higher notes, that's not exactly what we're looking for right now. And the last one's E. Notice how my lips are tightly pressed together. When you play a note, the corners are tucked in, and the buzzing's right here in the middle of your mouth, okay? Okay, let's go over a couple more notes just to make sure you're fresh. All right, so we have C, D, E. Now we're going to put the first valve down, that's F. No valves, but we're going to buzz higher, that's G. Keep buzzing higher on the E shape, 1 and 2, we're going to get A. Buzz high with this middle key. And then buzz to your third range with no buttons, that's high C. Work on all those notes, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, and just see if you can get them all down, because that's basically what we're going to cover in class.